Hi everyone, because I wasn't able to present during our last campus-based class for Ed 335, I decided that in order for you all to learn about my action research project that I'd create a video. So as many of you all know, I interned this past semester, or not interned, but taught at the MIT Wellesley Upward Bound program, and I decided to do a project based on the following research question: how does friendship influence student engagement in the MIT Wellesley Upward Bound program? And I came to this question because I felt like friendship was crucial to student success at Upward Bound, and it was really informed by some of my first experiences in the program. I remember working with some girls, and they all were in ninth grade, and they all would sit at the same table together, and they were in many ways distractions to one another, and I found that really intriguing, that they had made the space one that wasn't just, oh, we're here to do our homework, but also we're here to be social with one another. And so I decided to base my research honestly off of that encounter and other encounters I saw where students would spend a lot of time together, and they would laugh together, and they would joke together. And I just had an interest in understanding more about how that impacted their decision to be a part of the program. So delving more deeply into the questions, I created a list of around 10 questions, and one of them is entirely biographical, and the rest are asking about experiences with closest friends, how people decided to make the friends that they did in the program, asked questions about if friends had dropped out of the program and why if they did drop out, and also what influenced a decision for a student to come on a particular day to the program, and if they were able to, within the framework of the Upward Bound program, study with friends, if they came into the program together, if they left it together. And honestly, my research so far has shown me a lot and made me question a lot about my own assumptions. So I want to address some of the questions that were raised in the guidelines for the presentation. And I think one thing that I learned that is kind of new, to start back, one thing that I learned that's new is that while friends often can be each other's largest distractions, they can also be each other's largest motivation. So in an interview that I did with one of the seniors in the Upward Bound program, she and I talked about her decision to come on a particular day, and she explained to me it doesn't matter whether or not our friends are coming if she's going to come, because she comes to the program because it inspires her every single day to do work related to her college applications and her college portfolio. And she said that on days when her friend does come, her best friend in the program, who's also a senior, they push each other. So they'll sit together at the computer section, and they will push each other to be like, hey, have you gotten yet to this application that you had an interest in? And I found from friend to friend group that friends will come together, they might not be working on the same thing, but they inspire each other to keep pushing forward. Something that has risen as a new question for me because of my new understanding of students as being each other's largest motivators is that a lot of students who are seniors seem to have different experiences where they're particularly motivated by their work, less so than their friends, to come to the program each day. So I'm curious as to how age also and seniority impacts students' productivity and their engagement in the program. And also, a lot of the students on the first round of my interviews are either Ethiopian or Eritrean, and I'm curious as to how someone's background and their identity and their family structure also influences their engagement, because I feel like because these students are similarly of East African ancestry and identity, that in itself also influences their engagement in the program and their desire to learn. In terms of what I would do differently, I think that I would have started my research project sooner. Unfortunately, I had a lot going on this semester, and I didn't get to things as quickly as I would have liked to really be able to triangulate the data in the same way that or in the way that I would have liked to. So had I had a bit more time, I would have done that. And I think that triangulating data can be a little difficult. So the way that I have worked with my data personally is using the interview portion. So I've talked a lot in a way formally with students by pulling them aside and going into one of the back rooms in Upward Bound, and I've done observations, journal entries, and then I'm also planning to informally interview. I've had a few informal interviews with some of the program coordinators and director, so I'm planning to use all of those resources to really formulate a full project on student engagement. Thanks for your time.